So, a while ago, back before the time where I've made my appearance as a full VTuber, I guess, I made a video about elementals, right? Those big boys and girls whose main job is to run in headfirst into battle, wearing power armor to jump on mechs and rip them apart. A gnarly job for a gnarly bunch of people that were actually designed and bred for it. Since then, I haven't done a single battle armor, which I thought I would do a lot more of. So, today I thought, why not go back to that? Why not do battle armor again? Why not do the other half of humanity's battle armor? How did they react to the appearance of battle armor? And what did they do? And why did it not already have something like it beforehand? Today, let us discuss the development of the Innisphere standard. When the clans invaded circa 3050, they brought with them advanced technologies that had either disappeared or never before seen. The Innisphere, at this point, was just beginning to recover what had been lost over centuries of war. But even with the rediscovery of these technologies, the Innisphere at large was technologically inferior to the clans. While clan history wasn't exactly peaceful, in fact you could argue it was a lot more violent since the clan as a whole is a warrior race. Maybe their conflicts weren't as big, but I don't think it's far-fetched to think that they happen a lot more frequently. And before you accuse me of being wrong, I probably am wrong, right? I haven't done much with the clans, I haven't done much reading on them. I'll get to them one day. I just like Innisphere, right? I like civility. Anyway, the clans did fight each other in the centuries of exile, but evidently they kept their technologies safe from extinction, allowing them to develop them continuously. One of these developments, of course, was the elemental battle armor. It was originally an underwater mining and construction exoskeleton before Clan Wolf decided to weaponize them. Then, Clan Hell's Horses created a new type of human that would wear this new technology, which later served as the foundation of the Elemental caste. Frontline soldiers were horrified when Elementals started appearing in the Innisphere. Seeing 2.5 meter or 8 foot tall metal people jumping straight into your trench or onto mechs with little regard for their own safety was completely diabolical for your average grunt. No normal human would do that. And they were right. These weren't your normal humans. They were genetically engineered hunks of muscle who were fully aware that they could mess things up. Before the Innisphere could capture one, they thought these newcomers were aliens. Before the clan invasion, weirdly enough, the Innisphere essentially had zero power armor designed for military use. The only ones in existence before the invasion were the extinct Starleague-era Nighthawk power armor and the Comstar Tornado power armor, which was a derivative of the Nighthawk. These two models were more or less exoskeletons with armor plating rather than a complete singular suit that you could just climb into. Think of like, let's say, about Call of Duty Exos, from Advanced Warfare, those things, and compare it to like Fallout's power armor, where you actually have to climb in instead of just kind of wrap around you. That's the difference between, power, or I guess exoskeletons and the clan elemental. Maybe, potentially, could be wrong. That's how I read it. That's how I understand the definition of exoskeletons. Anyway, it's not as if the technology wasn't there, right? It was. Civilian exoskeletons were rather ubiquitous. They were coming. Right? They were coming in labor jobs such as construction and mining, as well as emergency services, including search and rescue and bomb disposal. But for some odd reason, not a single state nor company even attempted to militarize the technology. Maybe the demands of the succession wars were just too great to allow for experimentation with a completely new type of soldier. But I don't know, man. I don't think that sounds very logical. Whatever the reason may be, the Innisphere only began fielding its own battle armor after it was able to capture clan examples, which was an effort in itself, since trying to capture something while you are also retreating 98% of the time is pretty hard. Who would have thought? But eventually, FedCom forces were able to capture some examples, and these units were immediately sent to the New Avalon Institute of Science for reverse engineering. After several months of trial and error, of hardships, of blood, sweat, and tears, the engineers at NAIS finally produced a combat-ready model, the Gorilla Suit. That's probably not its real name, but it's the only name we have. This is the only picture we have of it, with one in the back on his knees, while the other one is getting flipped through the air by an elemental. So you can probably see where this is going. That's right! They won! We'll get to that in a bit. There is no TRO for this thing, and it was only described in a conversation between one Clovis Holstein and Morgan Hazak Davion. Holstein described the suit as having armor that is only half as good as elemental armor. By this time, they also haven't figured out how the onboard clan and life support systems work yet, so the gorilla doesn't have any. It also can't jump, and is only able to carry a single weapon in one arm, but it is modular. The weapons it can be armed with range from SRMs, small lasers, and HP gyrojet rifles. Freaking bolters. That doesn't sound like a lot of pros for this thing, but there is one thing that it's better at compared to elementals. If I'm reading this part here right and understanding it correctly, then this means that the gorilla suit is stronger than the elemental armor. This is probably to compensate for the fact that the people wearing these things will not be genetically enhanced freaks like the clanners would be. About a platoon's worth of these first generation suits were created, and all were sent to the planet of Planting, which was under Jade Falcon occupation. The platoon was under the command of Team Banzai and was tasked with field testing the battle armor and conducting guerrilla operations with the local resistance. Even though the suit is on paper inferior to the elementals, the operation was extremely successful. Team Banzai managed to resupply and support resistance forces, keeping Jade Falcon forces tied up for months. Also, I would just like to add that the gorilla suit isn't the first Innisphere battle armor. That title goes to the Infiltrator. That'll be for a little time. With the success of the gorilla suit, the battle armor was put into production immediately, but not before further refinements were applied based on combat data, feedback, and technological advancements. The resulting machine became the foundation, the standard, the minimum threshold for all future Innisphere battle armor, the aptly named Innisphere Standard. On its own, the standard weighs 1 ton, with almost half of that weight coming from its armor plates. That is 50 kilograms less than elemental armor, so it seems to be an improvement over the gorilla. NAIS finally figured out miniaturized jump jets and fitted the final production model with them, enough to send the armor 90 meters in a given direction. It is also fitted with a medipack inside, though they are not as advanced as the clan's life support systems. That appears to be the only improvement over the gorilla, since the standard is still only able to carry one weapon in its modular right arm. The weapons range from a flamer, a small laser, a medium machine gun, one-shot SRM-2s, and a light recoilless rifle. The left arm is fitted with a battle claw to allow a soldier to hold on to mechs or to tear into them. These battle armors first appeared within the Federate Commonwealth and the Grey Death Legion mercenary group, who used them to create their own series of battle armors. That will also be in a later time thing. They then began appearing in other nation states, which were believed to be acquired through corporate espionage or illegal dealings. I feel like this implies that the standard was named so because, of this. Maybe it was actually supposed to be called the gorilla, but because they started appearing everywhere, they just call it the standard because it is like the battle armor that the Innisphere uses. Every single Innisphere state uses. With the proliferation of the armor to the rest of the Inosphere, naturally, individual militaries began modifying the standard to fit their needs and beliefs. The Dracarys Combine, for example, prefers just a bit more firepower and installed two SRM-2s in a similar position to the clan elemental armor. To do this, they removed the jumping capability. If one tries to jump while wearing it, an enemy girl will appear on your HUD and call you Becca. I am being dead serious, this is canon. Well, maybe not the anime girl part. Anyway, because of that, this variant is aptly named the Baka. What's wrong with jumping BAs, man? What are you gonna call people trying to jump idiots for? I want my BAs to be able to jump. Like if you play on the game, I guess. Like if the map is not flat or empty, right? It's just like a flat map with no elevations or trees or whatever. BAs are so slow. They're extremely slow. Like they're like assault mech slow, but without like the armor or the guns. Anyway, the Duchy of Endurian also created its own variant called the for sure, I guess, I don't know. This was an attempt to copy the Capellan Fashi battle armor's mine-laying abilities. Both arms were replaced with mine clearance equipment equipped ones, with the left equipped with magnetic clamps to allow battle mech transport. Just like the Fashi, the mine dispensers are mounted on the rear. The battle armor is also popular outside the military, police forces, private security, and especially the Solaris games. A famous example, the 4 Myths and a Funeral Fighting Stable, operates a battle armor gladiator team. This stable runs a squad of modified standard called Hive. The Hive replaces the standard BA armor with 350 kilograms of advanced armor. The weight savings allowed the stable to install an underslung David Gauss rifle on the right arm. Speaking of the right arm, they removed the modular hardpoint for a normal hand manipulator, allowing their fighters to carry handheld weapons such as an auto rifle. The last modification they did was installing a C3 system that allowed target data sharing. This stable is very well known for its accurate collective fire, which is made possible by the C3. Even a century after the introduction, the standard still reigns as the most common model in the Inosphere. However, their time as anti-mech units reach its twilight, as the latest version, the Magnetic, is geared towards anti-infantry roles only. Armed only with a medium machine gun and a battle claw, it made use of the free weight by improving other systems, such as its maximum speed, armor, attaching magnetic clamps to its body, and a jump booster. It is covered in advanced armor and can run at a maximum speed of around 20 kilometers per hour. I can't really find what BA like movement points correspond to, but 1 MP is about 10 kilometers per hour. With the jump booster, it can jump a further 30 meters for a total of 120 meters. I still find it rather surprising that the Inosphere didn't have not battle armor, just like power armor, military power armor before the clans arrived. I just feel like it doesn't really make any sense. Why wouldn't you have power armor? I mean, mechs are like the main weapon systems of militaries of the Battletech universe, but I mean, you still need infantry stuff, and the fact you don't have any power armor, it's kind of weird, but man, they didn't have any until the clans came over. When they did come over, right? And they created the standard armor. That's the start of a revolution, because almost immediately after the introduction of the standard, almost everyone just kind of broke off into doing their own programs, right? You got the Fashi, of course. I think it's not really a clone, but I think it's based on it pretty extensively. The other nations, I think they got something called the Cavalier. I'm not sure which nation has that. That's like that's like a bunch now. Like after the standard battle armor was introduced, every nation just went full all in, producing their own models, each having different purposes. They are a quad They are actually quad battle armor. They got 4 legs. It's more like a mini mech really than battle armor, but it is considered battle armor. But yeah, there's like multiple now, with different purposes and different looks, which is oh so good. That is for this week's briefings, pilots. That might be a short one actually. I'm not sure, and not full of jokes as per usual, if I can call what I consider jokes. But it's straightforward. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I need a bit of a break. I'm kind of tired. Maybe I need like a week off. Something. I'll probably take a week off, like the final week of the year potentially. I'll take a week off then, just to rest and refit. I'm not sure refit what, but refit something. Just give myself a bit of a rest because yeah, I'm just kind of a bit burned out from video making. So yeah, I think I'll take a week off at the end of the year. Just like what, 2 more weeks now? What the heck? That was quick. But yeah, that's me. Thanks for joining, my fellow Jovians. If you would like to see more, why not join the fleet? Click the sub button. We can always use more pilots. We need more pilots. I can't speak. We need pilots so that we can invade Earth, right? So then we can finally stop them from harassing us up here in Jupiter. They keep harassing us. I don't like them. I don't know why they do it, but I don't like them. They're a bunch of bullies. We need to take care of them. But if you're not willing to join the military, which is extremely understandable, then maybe you could just leave a like and a comment down below. That would help a lot. Push to other people who are a lot more braver than you are, right? While you're pussy in the corner, right? But you still do your duty to like and not subscribe, comment. You know, people will take your place in the pilot seats, and they'll be able to pilot all the cool mechs that you're missing out. Yeah, all you can do is sit there in the corner, talk in my personal graveyard, my Discord channel. That's an option. You can go in there. You can spam stuff. Don't spam. Talk to me. Talk to anybody else. Share your art. Share your memes. Whatever you want. Just don't do 18+ stuff. We don't allow it there. If you do that, you're getting fucking killed. That was a death threat. I need to cut that out. Don't do that. You'll get banned. Other than that, I stream my simulation training sessions. Yes, I do that 4 or 5 times a week. A week? A week. Yes, 4 or 5 times a day. 4 or 5 times a week around the same time. You can pop in there. Be a lot more casual version of me. I mean, I feel like this casual version, you're hearing the casual version right now, but I'm a weird channel, aren't I? I got like lore on one side and this is gaming on the other side. What a weird fucking channel I run. Glory to the Jupiter Colony. Glory to every fellow Jovians, the pilots, and the fleet. Take care. Fuck those Earthnoids. Kill them all. But as you do that, please remember to not die, because that would be counterproductive, and then we'll have less pilots, and then we're all gonna die. So don't die!